Welcome to Valerie's Real Talk podcast. My name is Valerie Smith, and I'm your host. Today I'm going to speak to you on building your leadership muscle. And this is another episode of the Lion's Roar in the month of March. And the reason why I'm talking about leadership muscle, because as you grow as a leader, you start feeling this strength from within. Sometimes we can be to a point where we're intimidated to speak up. We don't know how to own it. We don't know how to make the right decisions. And sometimes it just takes some reflection on yourself. And it's just looking at yourself. What impact have I brought to humanity, like my team? Have I been taking care of myself? Have I been showing to my team that self-care really matters? Have I been showing up for my team, especially during the times like these where we're working more with less and burnout is real? And so as we are dealing with leading a team or leading ourselves, we have to understand that building that leadership muscle is very important. We cannot be too sensitive to a lot of things. We have to understand our own emotionals, which is, when we're dealing with emotion, that's mindfulness. Are we making the right decisions? That is key. And how are we with making decisions? And so what I say to you as leaders, we have to be to a point where we have to say, I need help. I need help with a project. And then we look to our team, and that's when we develop this collaborative team environment. When we stop trying to be everything and trying to control everything as leaders, we realize that we have a team that wants to really help. However, we have to let go of the ego, because leadership is really not about titles. It's all about that collaborative leadership. It's all about asking your team for help. It's all about building that engagement. That's why engagement is so low. Because as leaders, we don't spend enough time training our teams. We're not listening to our teams. We're not working together on projects because we're so busy just throwing it at them instead of showing them. It's very important that we just don't talk about what we need to do. We need to show our teams what they need to do. This is what is going to grow your leadership muscle, because now you're more involved. It's less talking and more showing. Because as leaders, we think that we got this title, we got power over individual, but what good is that doing for you as a leader? It's not giving you any clout. It's not giving you any strength. What your team needs from you is you to show empathy, to show that you're listening, and that you're growing their skills. Not only are you growing their skills, you're growing your own. That's what's going to make you a stronger leader. That's why when you look at yourself, you don't feel the same. You don't feel like the same leader 3 or 4 months ago. Because why? You've been so involved in so many different aspects of your leadership and working with your teams and working with other leaders that you're so engulfed. And what you need to do to get them to the next level is growing your leadership muscle. Now you know what a leader does. A leader is not about title. A leadership is about collaborative effort. It's all about creativity effort. It's all about effective communication effort. When we start bringing those 3 C's together, collaboration, creativity, and communication, you're going to start seeing a lot of things happening, these great dynamics within your team. It's just amazing. You're going to see results. You're going to see positivity. You're going to see engagement going up. You're going to see your retention percentages are going to go sky high because your employees are enjoying what they do. If you're in an organization, your leaders are looking up to you. Because why? They want to be like you. They seeing something in you that they want to emulate and put it towards their leadership status. Because burnout is real, people. We can give our direct reports, we can give the leaders that are under us a lot of work, and we're not listening. We say, do it, do it, do it, get it done. But however, we don't know what their life is all about. What's going on in their personal life? What's going on in their professional life? Are they in the right role? That's one thing. And then, are we actually showing them what they need to do? Because we're so busy giving them things to do. Are we showing them how to execute? Sometimes as leaders, we miss the ball. We miss asking those questions. And that's why it's very important that we understand that as leaders, we are not perfect. We are not this glamorous, oh, I have a title, I'm better than you, I don't make a mistake. Yes, you do. When we make a mistake as leaders, we're building that leadership muscle, meaning we have to learn to fail forward. We have to learn new skills. We have to learn how to listen, emotional intelligence, empathy, to have understanding for our fellow man. When we start to do that, that means that we're growing and we're maturing into a leader. And remember, your leadership is not your title, even though you earned it. But you have to understand you're still growing. You never stop learning. Never. You always have to be growing at all costs. And that's the only way you're going to grow your leadership muscle. So tonight, I want you to bring out your journal or a pad of paper. And I really want you to think about a time where you were leading and you were doing everything on your own. Just doing it all on your own. And then you thought about it. I have a team that can help me. And you found out that if I had only asked, a lot of that pressure would have been off of you. Your team would have been growing new skills. And maybe you've never done this before, and maybe you want to try it out now. So that's your homework. Either you actually woke up and said, I'm going to ask my team. But if you've never asked your team, I want you to ask your team for help. And write down, how did it feel when you let go all the control and you put it together and said, we're going to have this as a collaborative effort. And you know what? It's so funny. It's raining right now. And you know, it's just the beautiful thing in the world, you know, when seasons change. And we are living in that time of seasons change. And we can't stop leading as individuals. We lead our lives, we lead our teams, and we have to move forward. We have to build that muscle as leaders and lead others. I want to say thank you for joining me this morning, this afternoon, this evening, wherever you are, and keep building that leadership muscle because you're going to touch lives. And I look forward to seeing you next week for episode 77.